Well, let me bring you up to speed. Um, I've already started grinding this angle fixture. This face has been ground. The opposing face has been ground. The top has been ground. And the step in here has been ground. And so right now, I'm looking at getting this face perpendicular to this back face. So I've put it here on my Suburban tool cube that I purchased. Great tool. And I don't know if you'll see the meter in the back or not, but basically on zero there, and when I spin the fixture around, I'm high by thou and a half, or excuse me, yeah, what scale am I on? Yeah, I forget what scale I'm on there. Tenth and a half, excuse me, tenth and a half there, tenth and a half over here. So, gonna take it over the grinder, skim this off, see what I get, and I'll clean up this rusty face on it real good. And at the same time, I'm gonna go ahead and hit this face also, and get that squared up with the rest of the world here. All right, I'm not going to show you really on the grinder. You'll see a little bit of that. I think I took a little film with my phone, but we'll bring you back. Well, here's a quick shot of the grind in action. After I got it started, I realized I probably should have put an adjustable parallel under the back side there that's hanging out. So on the finish grind, I'll change that out and get a parallel on there. Just a quick little shot for you. Just a quick shot. First pass on the grinder, about a 2/1000 pass, but you can see the rust pitting that's still on the back side here. Other than that, nice finish. Dry grinding, and it's ice cold right now. So I'm going to add the parallel into here and go back and make another pass so I get this side cleaned up. Okay. You know, I'm a hobbyist, and they say when you're chasing tenths, it could drive you to drink. And end of the day, and I'm having a sip. Well, let me update you where I'm at. So I initially ground this plate, the bottom of the plate, and this plate, and then came up here and ground this with a cup wheel. So you can see the dimensions. I don't know if you can see it. The fifth digit, I'm off by a half. So I can't even tell you what that 532.15 to 532.20, 20. So that's miking it. It's that consistent in thickness, and running the probe over it, it's just dead flat. So pretty good. So I just showed you where I had this on top of the cube, the Suburban cube. And one of the issues was I was referencing this face, but I couldn't really reference the underside of here because it's never been ground. So I opted not to do that and worked on averaging the plate this way and ground. And so what I ended up with is a 0 and plus 2/10, 3/10, 3/10, 3.5/10, 4.5/10, 5/10 back to 3. Interesting enough, in square checking it for squareness, top to bottom, it's 2/10. Not bad. When I mic'd the thickness here, I got this is behind the decimal point. 351.21.0, 352.25, so 1/10 in thickness. But again, this face has never been ground yet. So, like I said, it's driving me to drink chasing these numbers. Now, my equipment's old. The electronic equipment's old. My surface plate has never been checked, so when I'm moving this guy 3 to 4 inches around on my surface plate, some of the air could be coming up in that also. I really don't know. It's teaching me a lot about my grinder. I know my grinder from back when I first got it. I knew that it was grinding when I did the 5-point test. It wasn't perfect, and I never went back and reground the chuck. I brought up the question of my surface grinder. This first picture is the samples for the 5-point test, and you can see I ground them all to be the same. And the second photo shows a first attempted grind and then a second attempted grind. And you can see that basically from the long dimension, 10 inches, the worst I had was 1/10, and you can see on the 5-inch dimension about a 1/2 on both directions. You can pause the video and you can see. So my grinder, although it's not perfect, it's definitely not bad. And maybe that's what I need to do, and then go back at this again. The other thing I checked was squareness. So with the plate on this base, this edge is good as without being ground. With it this way, that edge is good. Turn it around, this edge is good, but when it's here, this is out 6/10. I can't remember which way it falls, to be honest with you, but it's out 6/10. So still, excuse me, cocktail's getting to me. So that's my challenge, having some fun, learning a lot, taking my time and enjoying it, but definitely a challenge. The block is, or this angle plate is in far superior condition than it was when I got it, and I still need to go in and get this face and this face, so I'll be working on that. Anyway, enough babbling, and time for me to have another sip. Take care. So this just shows using the cup wheel on the manual grinder to come up to these faces. Okay, I got to get in there closer now. My head's going to be in the way, so I don't want to touch the face, the vertical face. Well, I guess I got to show you two new tools for the shop. One of them is a cool gun. This is, or excuse me, a cold gun. Your air from your shop compressor goes in here, and it comes out colder out the other side for cooling. And then the other item I got is a centering scope. It's a Titan centering scope, and having fun with it, just learning and how to use it. And you can see a little crosshairs in here and working on adjustment on it right now. So some good fun here in the shop with some new tools from an auction.